I'm going to tell you a little bit about the fossil fuel subsidies commitment. So last year in Pittsburgh, 2009, Obama essentially brought a proposal to the table which all the G20 countries signed on to, and that was to phase out over the medium term subsidies to coal, oil, and gas, and that included both production and consumption subsidies. So what we're looking for here in June is essentially for countries to put those plans and timelines on the table. And in November, finance ministers also discussed this, and they said, of course, yes, we'll work on this, we'll bring it forward in June. So since then, though, we have not actually heard that much from the host government, Canada, on whether or not it will be on the agenda, and we haven't heard very much from other countries on whether or not they're going to put it forward. The U.S. has been very vocal about it. They plan on phasing out about $54 billion worth of subsidies to oil and gas over the next 5 years. That doesn't include coal. Canada has mentioned on the sidelines that it does plan on phasing out its oil sands, tar sands subsidies, which is in the order of about $300 million annually. But the larger number for Canada is about $2 billion every single year to oil and gas. In terms of what subsidies look like on a global level, it's about $100 billion annually, and that's just on production subsidies. So when we're looking at disasters such as the Gulf oil spill, it's really front of mind right now as to why are we still subsidizing oil producers in this way. So that's kind of one of the #1 commitments that we're looking for at the table this weekend. In terms of what's coming out on the communique, in the most recent leaked draft of the communique, we see that the commitment to phase out fossil fuel subsidies has actually been weakened. It's now been shifted to a voluntary commitment, and so it'll be interesting to see what actually comes out in the communique. Right now it just says that we reiterate our commitment to a green recovery, and we reviewed progress made to date in identifying inefficient fossil fuel subsidies. So we're not really sure where they're going with this, but it is certainly important to hold them accountable to it. If we did get rid of fossil fuel subsidies around the world, it would be a global cut in emissions of 10%. So this is no small amount that we're talking about. This would actually have a huge impact on the world stage with climate change. And the other element to keep in mind is that $100 billion is actually the same dollar figure that we're asking for from countries for climate change funding as we go forward into the year 2020 per year. So it's very similar dollar amounts. And to really think about how this plays into our investments in a green economy and moving forward on renewable energy, as it currently stands, subsidies for clean energy versus dirty energy is 1 to 10. So just keeping that in mind as we really move towards a clean energy economy. Thank you.